go. 1153.
There you go.
Right, Colt. That one doesn't lock down. That's broken. Then it's caught. There we go. There we go.
Welcome. Hey, thanks for joining me today, guys. Got an exciting one. Colt King Cobra 357. We had this gun now, got 300 rounds through it, and this is something that really has exceeded my expectations. 6 months ago when I got this, I thought of it as more of a novelty and something that is kind of cute and sexy, so, to say the least. I mean, it looks awesome, but I didn't really know how practical it would be. And I can say that this is a firearm, if you do not own or own something like this, something that's a nice solid little snub, 38, 357, maybe 44, you're going to want to watch this. So let's dive into this. I'm going to show you some footage on this, kind of go over some highs and lows of this, and what I've concluded over the last 6 months and first 300 rounds of owning this.
Single action, big target, 40 feet. There we go.
Right out of the gate at 40 feet, 6 shots on target. I mean, I'm blown away. I know I don't seem very enthusiastic here in this video, but just looking at that is amazing.
All right, so let's take a look at this thing. Show you here. This is unloaded, and as you can see, this is a 6-shot little snubby, and that is not necessarily common in this size, this category of these 357/38s. A lot of the other 357 snubbies you see out there, GP 101 and other lower cost snubbies are generally only 5 shots. So that's one thing that was appealing to me on this. But really the craftsmanship on this is what it has really attracted me to this King Cobra. It just feels so solid. I mean, the grip, which is nice, is actually somewhat longer than a lot of the other snubbies you'll find. I've had experience with the real short grips, and they look great and they're nice for concealability, but they're just not practical at all when it comes to actually shooting them. You may have noticed already the sight. I did just put a Wilson combat sight on this, and it's not to say the stock sight was not great. I mean, it was better than average, or what what other firearms come with, or other Colts actually come with. This is the stock sight. I did end up putting a little dab of nail polish on it. I've not run it with that, so if I end up putting this back on, I'm going to be curious to see how this performs. But it comes with a little gold dot, and in the sun or in the bright light, it just did not do a good job standing out with this. You can see the Wilson combat sight really stands out. That high visibility green is nice. So I'm anxious to see how this performs. The one thing I did notice is the Wilson does stick up a little bit higher than the stock sight. So I don't know if that's would play any role in its ability to be in the holster, but everything seems to be fine so far. We'll see where its point of aim is once I actually get it on paper. But yeah, this is my craft holster, which is awesome. I mean, this fits like a glove. It's snug and very solid. This really helps me with its concealability and being able to carry this. Comfortable outside of the waistband, and real quick when it's on my waist to actually unsnap and get to this. I can do it all with one hand as I'm pulling this out. It goes in and out effortlessly, and yeah, I'm very impressed with that holster. But all in all, yeah, this has been a very solid little snub nose. I think Colt hit a home run with this one. A couple of things I will talk about is the single action and double action trigger pull. They are night and day difference from the competition, and they're night and day difference from each other. I'm putting in some snap caps here, and we're going to measure the trigger pull. I'm going to start with double action first, and you're going to see this is no joke. This definitely takes a little bit of, well, 932. That's actually not too bad for this. Let's try another one. Okay, 866. And one more double action trigger pull. Well, not too bad, but it does have a very long, let me just show you. How long that trigger pull is. So when you're shooting a double action, you gotta be prepared for that. It's not a hair trigger by any means. I mean, you got a long pull on that. Now, single action is quite a bit different story. Let's take a look at this. I saw it snap in the threes, which is very good. Let's try that again. Look at that. So the single action trigger pull is very nice when it comes to making accurate shots, taking your time, and actually shooting at a target of some distance. The single action trigger pull is phenomenal. Here's a couple video clips of me shooting this and actually hitting a target past 60 yards, and then some some 40-foot shots. There we go.
We're 40 feet from the frying pan. 13 yards. I have 3 shots. And I want to just put a hole right through it. This is a tough one. That's a small frying pan. There we go. Alright, I'm starting to learn this. Starting to get her down.
I guess the most important factor about spending the money on this King Cobra is its quality and its fit and finish. And with a revolver, you know that can impact the performance greatly. Tolerances play a huge role in what kind of velocity you're going to see out of this. If the cylinder gap is something that's wide, you're going to lose a lot of performance. I mean, I can barely get that in there. And this one is a 0.0015, 0.38 millimeter. I mean, I really have to crank. So I'm going to show you this Taurus in comparison. I'll just put these in there to help make sure that we're comparing apples to apples when it comes to being fair. But you can almost see the cylinder gap on this one. So I was really not even able to get this in there with the Colt. I mean, this slides right in there. No problem. Let's try it. And that was the 0.02. I was hardly able to get the 0.15 in with the Colt. Let's try try 0.025. Look at that. Now with this, it's actually, I can get it in the right side a lot easier. Look at that. So this is canted a little bit. That's over time. That's what happens when you do that. You can throw the alignment off. So never snap your revolver cylinder back. But yeah, I did a video comparing velocities, same ammunition, between different barrel lengths on these. I used a GP 100 and I used a Cimarron single action and this Taurus and then this Colt. And this Colt had just about 50 feet per second lower velocities than this 6-inch barrel Taurus. I was getting, on average, just normal Perfecta ammo, about 1050 feet per second. So once again, this is the 0.15, 0.015, 0.0015. And look at that. I have to push the actual cylinder back to get it to fit in there, which you don't want to do. But that just gives you an idea of how tight these tolerances are on this King Cobra. That will get you a high velocity, well-performing revolver in comparison to something that's cheaper out there. So I know if you're shopping and you're looking at barrel length and you're saying, well, you know, a little snub nose isn't going to give me the kind of velocities that I want. Well, think again. I mean, do your research, and I would say take a cylinder gap, you know, a gap tool, gap tester in, and see what it is at the gun store. The other thing that's so impressive is this nice grip. I mean, how grip makes all the difference in the world when it comes to absorbing the recoil on this little thing, because it does bark. I'm not, I'm not going to say that's something that's super easy to shoot, especially if you're a beginner. She's got some kick, but the nice thing about it is you can throw 38s in. You can throw, 357s that, lower velocity reloads. And then you could also throw bear loads in, or something that, if you're backpacking or hiking, this is going to get the job done if a bear comes at you. And, I know a lot of people would say, yeah, you're going to want a 44 for, bear protection, but unless it's a grizzly bear, I would say, you know, a bear load, something that's, I just saw 180 grain bear loads yesterday for the 357. I would trust that. So hopefully this video was useful to you, and if you're on the fence on whether or not this is something you would like, I'm speaking from, I can pretty much say go do it, and you're not going to be disappointed. You come to the point where you've already narrowed it down to the Colt King Cobra, you've probably done your research, and you've landed on a good choice with this. So I would say go out. You're not going to be disappointed with it. Yeah, I love this little thing. I'm just super happy with the new Colts. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If anybody owns this or has any questions, leave a comment. I'll answer any questions on that you may have on this. Otherwise, if you own this, have any tips on best ammo, a lighter green is kind of what my thoughts are on what I'm going to use for concealed carry. I got some 125 grain at home, but I just was shooting the cheapest ammo I had just so I could get this broken in, get a feel for it. So thanks, till next time, see you later.